All right, come along with me, Minorcan Navy, as we take a trip over to the Brunswick Railway, where we're going to see how these commercial trawling boats that work the shrimping industry here in Brunswick are pulled out of the water for maintenance. This process is done with a rail. It's very similar to train tracks, except they're a little wider, and this cradle system. You can see the system is lowered down into the water, and it is on an incline, and then they kind of work the vessel onto the cradle. Now, positioning is critical because of the way the boats are constructed and how the weights are distributed on the beams of the cradle. You got to get it in there right, and they had a little bit of trouble doing this, as we'll see. There is a cable system that pulls this cradle back down in the water. It had parted. So what do you do when that happens? Well, you enlist the remainder of the fleet there to help out. They had another trawler come in, and they put a line onto the boat and pulled her back down in the water. And they had to do this to reposition the boat. The boat was not coming up out of the water the way they needed it to. The weight was not being distributed properly. So had to come back in the water to reposition the vessel onto the cradle system. So we got a little bit of an additional show here while this process was going on. But hats off to the ingenuity to make this work. As you guys will see, this boat really had to come out of the water. It had some issues with the propulsion system. You can see this is one of the chalks that's on the cradle. You'll see that they kind of push those into place. That gives the cradle the ability to pretty much adapt to any size or shape hull on these boats. I think this boat was probably 45, maybe 50 feet long. As you can see, once she's in place and everything is set, it is winched out of the water, up the rails, and comes right on out. And there, can you see the problem? Well, once we got a little closer look with the camera, it was pretty obvious. The propeller, they were about to lose it. It had lost its retaining nut and was up against the rudder, not doing any sort of propulsion at all. But they got this up, got it reattached back in the water, and she was ready to get back after those delicious Georgia shrimp. Hey, that's about all the time we've got for today. Thanks for watching the video. We're going to ask if you haven't done it yet, you'll click on that subscribe link. Send us some comments. But most of all, hey, we want you guys to stay safe out there.